Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Our today's topic is the continuation of our previous topic, that was static and default routing. As you know that we have configured this scenario in our previous lecture. So I want to tell you one more thing about the static route. If we will add one more network or two networks in this scenario, then how we will configure the static route for that network. Okay, so first of all we will add one network here with router 2 or with router 3. When wherever you want to add, you can add. So I will add one computer here. Okay, and I will connect this computer with R2. Okay, so I'm connecting R2 computer with R2. Okay, now this PC is connected with R2, and as I told you in our last lecture, that we will check what are the remote networks for each router. Okay, so we will check that this network is remote for which router this network is the remote network. So we can, as we know that R1 has two local networks. Okay, the network that is going from R1 towards the switch, that is the LAN for this router, and the other network is from R1 to R2. These two are directly connected networks, and other networks, all other networks are the remote networks. So this network will be remote for R1. So we have to configure the static route in R1 about this network. Okay, so we will go to the router 1 and we will configure here. The static route. But before going to configure the static route, we have to configure the IP addressing on this network. So we have taken gigabit interface gigabit 0/1. So I will go to the global configuration mode first, then to the interface giga 0/1. This is the interface that we have to configure the IP address. So I'm configuring here the IP address 192.168.40.1 with 255.255.255.0. okay, and don't forget to run the command and no shutdown. Okay, now this interface is enabled. Okay, now I will configure the IP address on PC for when we will verify that our network is working or not. Then we need the IP address on the PC. So I will configure the same network address 192.168.40.10. I'm giving here the IP address, and the default gateway, it will be 192.168.168.40.1. okay, the IP address of this network that is connected with the computer. Okay, so now we will close it and we will check now that whether we can send the packet from PC 0 to PC 6 or not. So we are sending the packet from here to here, and as you can see, it is failed. Okay, why it is failed? Because this router 1 doesn't know that what is the route for this PC 6. Okay, so I will configure here the route on R1. I will go to the enable, then I will go to the global configuration mode. Okay, then I will write here the command IP route. Okay, the destination network that we have just now we have given 192.168.40.0. 0 is the network address. Okay, and we have configured here 40.1. okay, but we have to configure in the static route, we have to configure the network address with the subnet mask. Okay, the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and next hop address for this router R1, the next hop address is R2. Okay, there is only one route from R1 to R2, and that is the route that is connected directly with the R2. So I will give the next hop address of this interface, the interface that is connected with the R2, that is 172.16.1.2. okay, and then we have configured. Now we will verify again that whether our packet is forwarded towards the PC6 from PC0 or not. So I will send a packet here from here to here. and you can see it is successful now. Okay, so this is the remote network here. Now for R3 also it's a remote network, but if you remember in the last lecture we have configured a default route on R3. So default route means any network, it will you can send the packet towards any network. So as you can see, when we are sending from PC2 to PC6, it is successful, okay, because we have configured here default route. If we are configuring here static route on R3, then we have to add this route here also. Okay, so this is the disadvantage of static route, that whenever we are connecting the network in the scenario, in any scenario, then we have to configure the static route for that network. Okay, I hope you understand that how to add the new network with the static route. Thank you very much. See you inshallah in the next class, in the next video with a new topic. Thanks a lot.